July new releases may be a little sparse, but there's still some winners in here. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is April and we're doing July new releases today. I love doing these videos because I feel like finding books to read is a hobby in and of itself, and it just makes me happy. There aren't a ton of July releases on my list. However, there are some surprises and I can't wait to tell you about them. So let's get started and take a look and see what's on the calendar. So most of the books on my list do come out on the same day, and that is July 11th. The first one on this day is going to be Slayer of the Pirate Lord, and that is by Rebecca F. Kinney. Now, I read a book from Rebecca earlier this month in June in this vlog. I know A Ship of Bones and Teeth is the star of that show, but the next star of that show is Captive of the Pirate King. That one was equally amazing, and I want to read more books from Rebecca. It looks like this book is in the same world, but it is a standalone. So I love a good standalone these days. I don't have to be totally invested in this long-standing series. I can kind of get in and out really quickly and enjoy my time. And I think that's what I'm going to be with this book. I don't know a heck of a lot about it other than pirates and Rebecca F. Kinney, and it's fantasy romance and it's adult. So I love all those things. The next book on July 11th is from Christina Britton, and this is a historical romance. It is What's a Duke Got to Do with It? I read Some Dukes Have All the Luck from this author last year, which is the first book in this Sinful Spinsters series. And I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. So I'm really excited to find out what the next book is in the series. This one follows, it looks like, Katrina. She was ruined by someone, and the man responsible for her ruination looks like he dies by falling out her window. So now she's vilified as a murderess, and she's trying to gain her respectability back. However, when the man she used to love comes back into town and is married to another, sounds like her luck is going to turn for the worst. So I don't really know too much about this book. All I know is it's Christina Britton and I really enjoyed that author, so I'm gonna try out this next book. So yes, there it is. Another historical coming out on this day is Say Yes to the Princess by Charisse Michaels. So the excerpt for this says, a princess in exile searches for her lost brother and falls for the devastatingly charming scoundrel sent to thwart her. I'm okay with that. I really hope this is good. I like the cover. I think it's adorable and I love the colors on it, so we'll give it a try. So another one on July 11th is actually a type of book I have been searching for such a long time, and it is a sci-fi romance that is not an alien romance. Don't get me wrong, again, I love alien romances, but I want some humans in space having adventures, you know what I mean? And this one is called Starbringer by Tracy Wolff and Nina Croft. So this one sounds like someone blew up a spaceship and some misfits are all caught together, like fleeing. They're being hunted. So you have a princess, a prisoner, a con artist, a warrior, a priestess, a mercenary, and an asshole in charge of us all. It says, apparently the only thing standing between a dying sun and ultimate salvation is 7 unlikely misfits. Heroes. So it sounds just like a screwball type of sci-fi that sounds fun. I think this is a romance because I think the Crave series is by Tracy Wolff, and that was a romance. So I've never read anything from them, so I don't know. We'll see if it's good or not, but I have been dying for some adventure sci-fi, and I think this is right up my alley. The next one on July 11th is not a romance at all. It's actually a thriller, and I know what you're thinking. Who are you recommending a thriller? I don't know. But this one is Dead of Winter by Darcy Coates. Honestly, the cover got me on this one because I love thrillers that are remote location type of thrillers, like Antarctica. Again, the Dead of Winter. What this one is a snowy, isolated cabin, and then there's 8 strangers caught together, and one is a killer. I kind of love those types of stories. I don't know why. I don't know why the isolation of these is more thrillery to me than anything. I think it's something about the environment, but also I love this whole like murder mystery aspect of it, of like finding out who's the killer. These things always remind me of like Clue or something like that. So hopefully I can actually read this one at some point. Hopefully it'll come to script and I can just do an audiobook of it. That would be great. On July 20th is the next installment in Holly Renee's series. This one is called A Kingdom of Fire and Fate. And it sounds like this is going to be following Soren, so a whole new couple, whole new sexy times. I just love this whole series. It is nothing extravagant. It is just a good fun time. I'm hoping Soren can beat Prince Evren because y'all know how I feel about Prince Evren. I love him to death. But I did really enjoy Soren in the last book, so I'm happy to continue on with that series. On July 25th is 2 books I also have arcs for. The first one being The Rebel King by, I always forget this author's name, Gina L. Maxwood. There we go. The Rebel King by Gina L. Maxwood. This is book number 2 in her series about a Fae King in Las Vegas. And in the first book, they kind of have a one-night stand together, realize they need to get it annulled because they ended up being married. However, as she's taking off in the plane, she's getting too far away from him. He's starting to die. So they have to kind of figure out how to break this curse because they seem to be mated, like fated mates type thing. It was really intriguing and I want to see exactly where this is going in the next book. The next one on July 25th is How to Tame a Wild Rogue, and this is by Julie Ann Long. I don't know anything about this. All I know is a lot of people seem to like Julie Ann Long's books. She's a historical romance author. This is book 6. Okay, I did not realize that when I requested it. So I'm really hoping that I don't have to read the other 5 books to understand what's going on in this one, but we shall see. So it says, an infamous privateer's limits are put to the test when he's trapped during a raging tempest with a prickly female at the Grand Palace. I guess we'll find out how good it is. The next one is also not a romance, but is a YA mystery thriller. I'm getting more intrigued by these mystery thrillers, especially YA. I really like a good YA one. It's called Their Vicious Games by Joelle Wellington. Never heard of this author before, but it said a Black teen desperate to regain her Ivy League acceptance enters an elite competition only to discover that the stakes aren't just high, they're deadly. It says it's Ace of Spades meets Squid Game with a sprinkle of The Bachelor, and I just thought that sounded so intriguing. And I love a good like Ivy League prestigious elite games type situation, so I'm down with it. On July 26th, this was just announced, and it is the 4th installment of the Bower Boys series from Kelly Siskind. It's being moved up. This originally was going to come out September 6th. Apparently now it's July 26th. And it is called For Hints You Love Your Best Friend. This is Cal and Jolene's book, which sounds very sweet. Both of these two have like a more sweet-natured friends to lovers type of thing, and I can't wait for it. I absolutely adore this small town series, and I can't wait to see what happens with the 4th brother in this series. And the last book on my list is The MidSummer Bride by Katie Wilde. This again is the 4th book in this series. I read the first one, the Midwinter Bride. Apparently it's all the seasons. And I really enjoyed it. I think it had a really good message about friendship and kindness being a certain kind of power, which really I related to a lot in a lot of ways. So I really am looking forward to reading the rest of the series, and the 4th and maybe final installment of that is coming out at the end of the month. So there's my list. Short list for July, but I think a good one. Do you have a release coming out in July that you're looking forward to? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, I have new videos coming out on Mondays and Fridays, so make sure you are subscribed. Thank you again for joining me, and have a wonderful day. Bye!